There's so much tea spilling online about The Color Purple. I'm sad to report it's flopping. The Color Purple is flopping, and they're blaming Oprah. They're blaming Oprah, and they're blaming Taraji P. Henson. So we're going to get into that today. All right, you guys, like I said, it's so much to talk about. But number one, I want to talk about me being on camera. I have my little housewife set up because I'm giving myself a break from editing. Even though I create very short videos, it takes me hours to edit my videos. So I'm doing a little self-care right now. I'm in housewife mode and I'm giving myself a break. Secondly, this whole Color Purple mess, it's been entertaining. It's been entertaining. I don't know if the movie is more entertaining than the drama surrounding the promotion. The promotion has been a saga. And so an inside source is spilling tea about a conference call that happened with the executives of The Color Purple. Now, in case you have not noticed, yes, The Color Purple is in theaters, but it's also streaming. I just purchased it today. It's on Prime Video, Amazon Prime. And the reason for that is because it's a flop. It's a flop. The budget was around $100 million. And if you look up box office sales, even today, the box office sales are less than 60 million. They're around $58 million. So the executives are not getting their money back and they are upset and they're blaming Oprah. Now, allegedly, number one, Oprah allegedly had a deal on the table for Harpo Films. You guys know Oprah likes to make movies too. And apparently she wanted to get back into the movie business. And that's why she was promoting this movie so hard, because she was supposed to prove herself with this movie. If you all remember the movie Beloved, which was produced by Oprah, was a flop. It was a flop in theaters, and the movie also produced by Oprah, The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, also did not do well. It didn't do well in theaters. So even though Oprah is a billionaire, business-wise, she was in a position to have to prove herself in Hollywood in order to be supported in the relaunch of Harpo Films. But the source says that's the reason that Oprah was promoting this film so hard, because she had such a vested interest in it, because her deal was on the line. So they're saying that there was an emergency conference call with the executives, with the Hollywood executives from The Color Purple and Oprah, and they're blaming Oprah. And one of the reasons they're blaming Oprah is because they say she basically didn't have a conversation with Taraji to get Taraji back focused on promoting the movie instead of talking about the treatment of Black actresses in Hollywood, the treatment and the disparity in pay of Black actresses in Hollywood. They wanted Oprah to be like a mentor to her and get her in line to basically check her, and Oprah allegedly didn't do it. And so she didn't have that conversation with Taraji P. Henson. So that's one reason they're blaming Oprah. And they're also blaming Taraji, and allegedly the plan is to blackball Taraji. Allegedly. So it's going to take a few years for us to see if that actually happens. But according to this source, Taraji is being blackballed. Now, another reason they're blaming Oprah is because of the casting of The Color Purple. They wanted bigger names, even though they feel like Fantasia did a great job and Danielle Brooks, and they feel like they all did a great job. They wanted bigger names. They wanted Cynthia Erivo to play the character of Celie. They wanted her to play Celie, and they actually wanted Journey Smollett to play Suge Avery. They wanted her to play that role. And then as far as men, like the character Mr., they wanted Jamie Foxx, because these conversations were being held before his health scare. So they wanted Jamie Foxx and Mahershala Ali, allegedly. They wanted them involved in the movie, and they wanted more of a redemption arc for Mr. Because to get big actors like Jamie Foxx to play a role like Mr., there has to be like some type of redemption. Otherwise, it just looks bad. But they're saying Oprah didn't get those A-list actors and actresses that they wanted in the film. And this is where it gets interesting, because I spoke with you guys in a previous video about the tension between Oprah and Whoopi Goldberg. And they're saying that tension actually affected the film. When it comes to casting, I know a lot of you guys were leaving comments when I pointed out that Whoopi Goldberg wasn't really doing the promotion. She wasn't on the promotional tour for The Color Purple. And some of you guys were saying, well, why would she be? She's not in the movie. But she is in the movie. Whoopi Goldberg is in the movie. Oprah Winfrey is not. And so they're saying that they wanted Whoopi to actually have a bigger role in the movie and that Oprah squashed that. She didn't let it happen. And so, what they wanted, according to this source, they wanted Whoopi's character to be the former maid to the mayor. You guys remember Sophia didn't want to be the maid to the mayor, and that's how she ended up in jail when she had that confrontation with the mayor's wife. They wanted Whoopi's character to have worked for the mayor and had a child by the mayor. Y'all remember Squeak? The character Squeak, Mary Agnes? They wanted Whoopi's character to be her mother. And they wanted the reason that Sophia was so adamant about not being the maid to the mayor is because the mayor would have likely gotten her pregnant too. But they say Oprah didn't let it happen. She didn't want Whoopi to have a bigger role, and she wanted to stick more to the movie and the book. She didn't want to add in that layer, that plot twist to the remake. And so they're saying because Oprah didn't want Whoopi Goldberg to have a bigger role in the film, it affected sales because they feel like people would have come out for Whoopi. Y'all would have came out to see Whoopi Goldberg in the movie, but she didn't have a bigger role, allegedly because of Oprah. And so they're blaming Oprah, they're blaming Taraji. But if you're not familiar with the tension between Oprah and Whoopi Goldberg, I'm going to give you some background on that. All right, you guys, so if you go on social media, you see people asking the question, why isn't Whoopi Goldberg involved with the remake of The Color Purple? Like this person who tweeted, it's kind of funny how The Color Purple wound up being Oprah's baby and Whoopi, the more accomplished actress, hasn't even been on a red carpet when she's the original Celie, and The Color Purple is Celie's story. Another person asked, are Whoopi and Oprah beefing again? Why haven't we seen Whoopi at any of these premieres? And so there are allegations being made that Whoopi and Oprah Winfrey are back feuding again. They're back at it and their beef is back on. For years, Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah Winfrey did not speak to each other. They didn't speak of each other. It was a silent feud that they had going on for years. And they say it's back on after an argument at The View. Now, again, I want to stress these are allegations. They can't be proven, but if you look at the context clues, it looks like it may be true. But someone posted online that when the cast of The Color Purple was on The View, which aired yesterday, they posted that Oprah Winfrey was actually there. Now, she's not on the stage. You don't see her participating on air at The View, but they say behind the scenes, she was actually there and she got into an argument with Whoopi Goldberg. Allegedly, Whoopi Goldberg confronted her because she heard that Fantasia wanted to reach out to her about playing the role of Celie, and Oprah told her not to bother Whoopi. And that statement, not to bother, that's not the first time that Oprah has told someone not to bother Whoopi. And so allegedly, Whoopi confronted Oprah and Oprah got upset. Whoopi allegedly asked Oprah why she had slighted her for years and what was Oprah's problem with her. And they said Oprah was upset by the confrontation. This is not the first time Whoopi has confronted her about this, but they say that Oprah was upset by the confrontation and she said she wasn't there for negativity. She was only there for positivity, and she left the set of The View. And that's why when you watch that episode of The View yesterday, Oprah is not there because she left. USA Today is reporting that in Wednesday's episode of The View, Fantasia, Danielle Brooks, and Taraji P. Henson from The Color Purple gave Whoopi her flowers, and they told her they wouldn't be here without her. And they gave her a standing ovation. And so they're saying the reason they gave her a standing ovation was not just because of her role as Celie in The Color Purple, that groundbreaking role, but because she was also upset backstage and was crying after her confrontation with Oprah. So let's take it back, you guys. If you're not familiar with this beef between Oprah and Whoopi Goldberg, we're going to get into it. It's been reported that Oprah and Whoopi met in 1985 on the set of The Color Purple. That's where they first met. And the movie made Whoopi a star, and it earned her her first Oscar nomination. But for whatever reason, after the movie, Oprah and Whoopi went their separate ways and stayed that way, and they had a silent feud. It was an open secret in Hollywood that the two weren't on speaking terms, but the question was why. So in 2010, they actually sat down and had the same conversation. In that conversation, Oprah said she felt that Whoopi, quote, had issues with her since filming The Color Purple, and that's why she didn't speak with her. And Oprah went on to reveal She often shot down any suggestions of teaming up with Whoopi. When people would ask her about working with Whoopi, she would say, quote, "Don't bother Whoopi. I don't think she wants to have anything to do with me." So that's where that "don't bother Whoopi" thing comes in again. In the past, that's what Oprah used to tell people when they wanted her to work with Whoopi. And that's the same thing she allegedly told Fantasia when Fantasia wanted to reach out to Whoopi about the role of Celie. Don't bother Whoopi. And when you're in the entertainment industry or any business industry, someone telling another person not to bother that person, it's a big deal because it's business. It's a big deal. In that conversation, Whoopi told Oprah that she didn't have any problem with her and that if she did have a problem with her, she would know it. She said, "I don't hide my stuff. You know, I don't play that." So I'm going to play the audio of that if YouTube will let me. If the audio is not here, that means YouTube was not feeling it. But I just want y'all to hear the conversation.
But it was just.
So, but why did you think I was mad at you or upset?
Because I don't know. I just guess because people kept saying you were. And I was like, okay.
So this is what is so interesting about this for anybody who has this going on in your life. And this also, I don't know if men have this. If there's somebody who you think is upset with you or they think you're upset with them, you should just call them. Because that's what I thought in that moment.
All right, you guys. So leave a comment. Let me know what you think, especially if you're a fan of the movie Color Purple. What do you think about Oprah being blamed for the Color Purple not being as successful as it could have been? Specifically, if Whoopi Goldberg had been more involved. Whoopi Goldberg is an EGOT winner, so I do believe that people would have come out for her. I think they would have. But leave a comment and let me know what you think about the situation. As always, thanks for watching.
Layla, 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 tells it all.